It's been a while. I haven't really done a whole lot of videos. Why? Well, it's because new house, as you can see around me. Um, I have been doing tons and tons of work here. There's just a lot of stuff I needed to do. I'm starting to get a handle on things somewhat, a little bit. So I've been able to put a little bit of time into thinking about Halloween. This house requires me to put some time into thinking about Halloween, which I love to do anyways. I'm not sure if you can tell, but there is a round driveway now that we have. The house that we just moved from only had a half circular driveway. This one has a full circular driveway. So that allows me to do things like have a designated entrance and an exit. So this really helps with the flow of things. People don't backtrack. So let me go through real quick the imaginary haunted house as I have it laid out. I know this isn't the most exciting stuff, but this is part of what makes Halloween successful and stuff I like to do. This took me a long time to figure out last night. I was out here probably until shortly after 11 p.m. or so, with the tents set up without the sidewalls, but just the tents erected, and just moving them across the driveway, trying to figure out the best way to do this. And part of the thing, one of the things that made it difficult to figure out how to do this was because I wanted to ensure that the sight lines were kind of blocked. So if someone was standing here, eventually those bushes right here, I'm going to get rid of all that and you'll be able to see the front door. But I want to make sure that if someone was standing here, they couldn't see the front door. And the same thing on the other side here. As I'm walking past here, like I said, I know this isn't that exciting, but it's stuff you got to do. So when you're standing here on the sidewalk and I go to look at the house, you can see the front door. It's right there. Well, I want that to be hidden. So I've kind of laid out the tents here so they're gonna block most of that view, so you won't be able to see the front door. Why do I do that, you might ask? Well, I do that because I like to make it so you don't know what's back there. So it's a little bit scary, a little scary, little stuff like that. So anything to add a little bit of the unknown, right? Fear of the unknown. So let's take a quick walk through. Well, there it is. There's the layout of the tents for the haunted house. Now, I get it. That's a lot of tape and probably took way too much time on this, but to do this well, you have to kind of plan things out. So here's the entrance. There's going to be right here. I use the slats that they have like at a freezer, like at a grocery store, like when they go in the freezer. I have those here that mount on a 2x4, they hang off 2x4, and that allows people to go in and it keeps the fog inside. So people will walk in here, they'll follow the helpful arrows. Right here, last year I had used cardboard hanging from the rafters of the tent to create kind of like walls in here. And I really liked the way it was a necessity last year to make it more interesting because I only had 2 tents. But I really like the way it worked, so I'm going to do it again this year. And it allows you to block the sight lines because if someone's standing here, they can't necessarily see what's over there now when they come in the tent. They'll only be able to see what's over there. And so I'm going to put a prop over here, probably a pneumatic prop is what I'll put there that pops up. And as you're walking this direction, there could be someone standing right here on this X. And they could jump out and scare you because you're looking at this, not necessarily over here. This will be the entrance into the next tent. This first tent, 10 by 15. The second tent, also 10 by 15. So you walk in here. Once again, your sight line is obscured. You can't see the exit to the tent, which is going to be right over here. Someone could be standing right there. Once again, jump out and scare you. And you follow the arrows this way. Now, I'm going to have cardboard walls here, one this side, and someone could be standing in there, right there, and once again they'll have the scare stepper, as I call it, hit the button and it'll turn the light on and make a loud sound. I'll put a speaker right up above here and they can jump out. All right, so now we're going to navigate into the entrance to the next tent. This tent here is a 10 by 10 tent. Once again, the edge of the tent is right here, right, and a piece of cardboard or whatever I'll use as a wall. People will have to walk around it, and I could have a prop there, or a person standing here in the corner, because as you walk in here, you may not notice that there's a person right there, and then they can jump out and scare you. Helpfully follow the arrows into the next tent. Here is the entrance to this tent right here, the break in the line. This is also a 10 by 15 tent. Once again, follow the arrows. And here's another one of those kind of like, I guess I call it like a hiding spot, a scare zone. Hit the scare stepper, light up, scare people. And then the entrance, or I'm sorry, the exit of the tent is going to be over here. So as they walk out here, remember this is going to be walls here and walls here, the walls of the tent. So they're going to come out here, probably be a little confused because like, where do we go? Once again, ratchet up the fear. These bushes and stuff are all going to be, these are going to be fixed. Like I said, I have a lot of work to do here, a lot of landscaping I have to do as well. I'm going to change out these rocks into a different type of edging, which I'll show you here in a second. And then I'm going to cut all these out. These are all be gone. This tree will be gone. And I'll set up kind of probably a scene here. So when you walk out, there might be some sort of animatronic here or something like that. But I'm also going to make sure that it's blocked from view, because I don't want people from the sidewalk to see what's here. So I may put up a piece of wood or something right here to kind of block that view, because once these bushes are gone, you'll be able to see the front of the house. So anyways, we'll walk now towards the front of the house. This is right here where the tables be set up. Usually my mom and one of our former neighbors will dress as witches, and they will sit here, hang out, and they will give out candy. That'll be right here, a nice wide area. I'm going to have the 8-foot pumpkin stacks right here. I'll have to change this area to level it so that those can go there. This is a huge tripping hazard, but once I put down the 8-foot pumpkin stacks from Home Depot here, I think it'll be okay. I may just remove the rocks there for the time being. There'll be other props and stuff set up around here. What's helpful is that as they walk out this way, here's another spot right here for a scare actor to hide. So once again, remember, if there's a wall right here, you won't see someone standing right there, even if you're right here. You can't see them. So as you're leaving, boom, someone jumps out. So as we go the exit here, these are the edging that I'm going to put on the other side. These are much smaller. You're less likely to trip on them. They look nicer also. So this is the back of the tents we just went through. This area here is actually it's an inflatable exit. Looks like a castle. It's really cool looking, and it's fun. So I use that so you can see the way out, and that if any smaller kids that don't want to go through the house over here, they'll see this, and it's more inviting and not scary. That way they can bypass the scary stuff and they can come in and go get candy. That happens every year. I'm fine with that. I'm not here to traumatize kids, although it is fun. That's not what I'm here to do. Also right here, there's another view to the sidewalk. I don't necessarily want that here, and I want to provide another spot for a scare actor to jump out from. So I'm probably going to put another temporary wall or something right here that'll basically come to here. And that's to prevent kids from running out. I don't want kids running, because there's going to be props and stuff over here and who knows what. So I want to block this area. I don't want people to run through it. But I want another spot so my scare actor could stand behind something. they can stand behind it, and then you can pop out like that. That's going to happen. So you walk through this exit tent, and people can come hang out here on the driveway. And I expect there to be hundreds of people hanging out here, which would be cool. Now over here, there's this kind of little nook that got created by the tents, and you see there's an E. Well, that E stands for Emmeline. Emmeline is a prop that came out a couple years ago from Spirit Halloween, and she is a prop that kind of shoots forward about 4 feet. So this is kind of like the frame location, and she lunges forward about 4 feet. So she could be right there where the E is, and then she lunges up to about this point here. And so that'll be a great place to have it, I think, because normally most people don't see her. And my idea is that she'll be right here, and maybe people will be taking pictures and stuff for other things. And maybe, just maybe, if they're standing this and they're just talking, Emily might just come up right behind them and scare people. So that's my hope this year. So yeah, I really think that'd be a great location for her. I just have to figure out a way to make sure no one walks past this point, because I don't want them to get hit by her. So I may have to put something down here just on the ground as a block, a small fence or something like that. I'll probably put another animatronic over there. I have a ton of them. This will be decorated. I'll have pumpkins going around the island here in a circle. Same thing over there. I'll probably have pumpkins all along the rocks there, and pumpkins all along those rocks there. I'll also have right here in this tree, I have a little Nestor from Spirit Halloween. I love Little Nestor. Very, very, very creepy. And I'll just put a 2x4 across here and mount Little Nestor to that, and Little Nestor will swing back and forth right here and just creep people out, because Little Nestor is creepy. I love him. So anyways, thank you very much.